Welcome back to the Canning Nana. As you can hear, I've got most of my voice back. It's still kind of in and out, but for right now, it's good. I've stayed in all day. Very, very smoky outside, but I'm doing better. So today we are going to be canning chicken chunks, and we're going to do that hot pack method, which means we're going to par cook them, and then we're going to can them in chicken broth. So this is some of the chicken breasts that I have. These are humongous. These are just really big. These were on sale at our Vons for $1.39 a pound. So I got 12 pounds. So this right here, those four right there are almost 5.5 pounds. Just those right there. And I'm going to be using 2 of those for my dinner tonight. I'm going to be making chicken divan, which I have a video on already. Easy recipe, very quick and great for leftovers. Go see that video. And this is the rest of my chicken right here. Here's another 6.5 pounds. And this is all going to be canned. So let's get to cooking, and then I will show you how to can this step by step. Cut up all the chicken into nice chunks. I have washed and sanitized my jars, and they are sitting here. They need to go into the canner when I'm ready for that and keep them hot. I need to get my chicken broth ready and heat that up also, because you want to put a warm liquid, hot liquid, into your jars with your chicken. You don't want to put cold chicken into a hot jar and put it into boiling water. Your jars will bottom out. The bottom will just explode off of your jars. So you have to be very careful that what you put in your jars is the same temperature as your water in your canner. If you're raw packing and you're starting your canner, you can start it with cool water or even lukewarm water. Put it in your canner and let them both come up to heat. Make sure always that you vent your pressure canner for at least 10 minutes to get all the air out before you put your gauge or your weight on it. Very, very important. Okay, let's go over here by the chicken and see what's cooking. So here I have some of the chicken going. Now I'm going to show you, this is the chicken that I'm going to be making my chicken divan with for tonight. But I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm only par cooking it. So I'm just browning it on all the sides. And I'm going to be doing the same thing with my bowl of chicken that I'll be canning. Just browning it. You don't want to cook it because it's going to cook in the pressure canner. When you brown it like this, it not only looks better on the jars, but it also doesn't stick to the glass. If you raw pack, you'll notice that you have a lot of residue, chicken residue, any meat residue on your glasses, and they're very hard to clean. So doing this not only looks more pleasing, but it's also easier to clean your jars because the meat will come right out. The meat does not stick together like it does when you raw pack, and it's a preference. I do it both ways, and I will use this chicken in chicken divan when it's canned. I use it in enchiladas. I use it in tacos. I use it in soups. We use it in just about anything we make fresh chicken with. You can always just grab a jar of chicken out of your cupboard. It makes it super easy to make dinner, especially if you dehydrate your own vegetables. Then you have an instant dinner, instant soup. Only taking an hour to put soup together. So, in fact, there's a video for Whip It Up Wednesday of next week. This coming week, I will have a video on chicken soup made in a crock pot with my dehydrated vegetables and my canned chicken. So what you're seeing me cook here now and can is what we'll be using, at least a jar or two of for the chicken soup recipe. So I will show you that next week. So that's something to look forward to. Whip It Up Wednesday, in collaboration with some of my canning sisters. So let's get this all cooked up, and then I will show you the next step. So here's my bowl of chicken. It's all pre-cooked and browned. We have our ladle, we have our lids ready, the jars, the funnel, have more jars because we're going to need that, and we have my chicken stock and our canner right here. So let's begin to put the chicken into the jars. Okay, let me see here. Hold on one second. Okay, so we are going to take the chicken, put it in our jars. Now you're not going to get as many chunks of chicken in here as you would when you're raw packing, because these are already cooked. So what you want to do is get some of these in here, and then we're going to have to pack them down. And put as much as you can in. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit more in here. And you want to pack them as you go. Okay, I think we can get a couple more in there. Let's see. Oh, it's windy here today again, with the wind blowing. But it's clear today. We have no fires. Well, not near us anyway. Fires moved out. Okay. So that's about as much as you want. That's all I can get in there. You want an inch of headspace, which is up to this line right here. That's what you want, an inch of headspace. And then we are going to begin to put the chicken stock in. So we have our ladle here. And we're going to put the chicken stock in. Let's mix this up first. Now, I was out of chicken stock, so I mixed better than bouillon chicken bouillon in with some water, and that's what I'm using to can these. Remember, you want an inch of headspace when you pressure can. You will lose a little bit of liquid. So you need to put enough liquid in your jars so that even after you lose the liquid, it's still at an inch of headspace. Okay, this is called debubbling. So I don't have my bubbler wand with me. I will find it for the next jars. What I'm using is a knife, and if you do use a knife, be very careful. Do not hit the bottom with the knife because you will bottom out your jars. Let me just do that. Okay, so there you go. And what I'm going to do now is, keep it right there. We have a little camera girl right now. So what I'm going to do right now is wipe my jars with vinegar with a cloth or a napkin. Put my lids on, and I'm going to fill up the rest of the jars, and then I'll take you back when I'm going to fill in the canner. Okay, so I've got 6 jars right here ready to go. Well, almost ready to go. I've got to finish wiping my jars, like I said. I just wanted to show you the chicken stock. And we're going to wipe the jars and get them ready. Okay, this is what I do to wipe my rings, or to wipe my lids, with a little bit of vinegar. Put it around like that. And you're also checking for any cracks or little nicks in your jar. You want to make sure that there isn't anything wrong with your jars before you put your lid on. You put your lid on, you put your ring, finger tight, and then I'm going to do that for all the rest. And that's what it should look like when it comes out, but it'll be boiling. And here, we'll walk over here, put this inside the canner while we do the rest of the jars. Okay, very carefully, Ava's going to do her own jar. Ava is 10, and she is well versed in canning. She knows how to do a lot of her own stuff under supervision, of course. I watch her, and I think I've talked about it quite a few times She's my little helper in the kitchen. Okay, you're going to want to pack those down. Take off the funnel.
It's stuck in here.
Okay, put that back in the bowl of chicken. There you go. Okay, now pack it down. Know with that spoon I had? The spoon. There you go. No, that's a knife. Where's the spoon? There we go. Okay, very carefully. Just kind of play Tetris with it so that they all fit.
Oh. Should I put more right here?
Yeah, you can put another couple chickens in there. You can use the little spoon too. There we go.
Use little ones?
Yeah, use the little spoon. It's easier.
Or should I just use this one?
There you go. You could do that. Okay, push it down. See this empty right there? Okay. So if you guys have any kids or grandkids and you do canning, please, please, please teach them the art of canning, because it was a lost art before so many of us started canning again. And, whoops, careful. Okay, Ava has clean hands. Yeah, I've been teaching all three of my granddaughters how to can. Ava's been canning with me since she was probably about 2. In fact, they all have. Okay, is it in there? Okay, put the funnel on it. There you go. Good job. Okay, very carefully, because it's very hot. No, okay, that's fine. Hold your jar with your other hand. Watch your fingers. Good job. Okay, one more ladle, I think.
Do I fill it all the way up to the top?
Up to the inch headspace. Where is that inch?
Here.
Where?
Right here.
Very good. Yep. You want an inch of headspace. So when these jars are all done, since these are pint jars, we're going to be putting them into the pressure canner for 75 minutes, or an hour and 15 minutes. If you do this, and you do this with quarts, you want to put them in there for 90 minutes. And if depending on how many jars we get, we may do some beans too, because beans are the same time. So we'll see how many jars.
Wait, don't I have to do the
Yep. Okay, see, I can have. We'll get that in a minute. I didn't even have to tell her. Get the part that I already wet.
Oh, there.
Okay, you got to debubble it too, though. Whoop.
Oh,
Don't get it. Don't get the cloth on the chicken. Okay, we have to debubble it, honey. Okay, so when we're all done with these 6 jars, I'll bring you right back.
extra chicken broth, we decided to can that as well. So I'm just taking scoops like that and putting it inside the jars as well.
Up to what? How much do you fill it to?
Up to this line right here, leave an inch of space.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So here she's filling the jars. She's already done some of these, and it's going to be separating. The sediment from the juice is going to be at the bottom, so when I open these jars, I will strain them and then use them in my chicken soup for next week for Whip It Up Wednesday. Because we're doing the Whip It Up Wednesday crock-pot dinner, and that is going to be chicken soup using my broth and my canned chicken and my dehydrated vegetables. So watch for that video. It's going to show you how to use your dehydrated vegetables after that you dehydrate them. Because it's all well and good to dehydrate your vegetables and food and everything, but you have to know how to use it as well. So we're going to finish up getting all of this juice, all of this broth canned up and into the canner, and I will bring you back when they're done. The canner is going and just about done. So you turn your heat off on the canner. when the timer goes off. And you let that little red button right there go down. When that goes down, your pressure canner will be ready for the lid to come off. What I do is I take the lid and I loosen it and I let it stay and let the air in there stabilize a little bit before I take the whole thing all the way off. Before you do that, you take your weight off. You don't do that until this little button goes down if you have a canner like this. If you have a gauge canner, it's a little bit different. The All-American is a little bit different. I don't have one of those yet. I'm going to be getting one early next year. So this is how you do it with this canner. There you go. Okay, I'll show you when I take them out of the canner and what they look like. All of the jars taken out of the canner. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints and a half pint of chicken. So 8.5 pints of chicken and 4 pints of chicken broth that I'll be using next week in my Whip It Up Wednesday. There you go. Look at that boiling. Oh my gosh. Looking good. And they're all sealing. They're all playing Pop-A-Top.